that's what I mean, you really need to know your business. You don't, it's not enough to go say, oh, this company's got the box checked for ESG.
Right.
And therefore it's a good company for me to own.
Right.
That
Definitely.
ain't how it works.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
So
I have a question about this.
Kind of like this.
I have a question about this point.
Okay.
My kids are proud I own this business. So how does that, like my experience is that there are kind of, let's say 10% roughly, maybe more or less than that are, I love this business. They do everything the way I would do it and they're amazing and I love their values. And I hate this business. It's awful. It's the worst thing on earth. I hope it goes bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lot of companies in the middle that are just kind of there, doing their thing, making their money. Mm-hmm. How does this point, and maybe your other points address this better, but how does this point, like...
The next point addresses it very well.
Okay, because this is saying like, yes, I'm super into it, but... I'm
proud of this business.
Like a general sort of, I don't know what kind of business would be like super innocuous. Probably you could find something you dislike or like about any business.
A company that makes shoes or something.
Okay, yeah. Shoe company A.
It's not changing the world,
it doesn't
right?
meet this standard, or does it?
Yeah, I think it could. But the next, and you'll see what the next question is, or the next statement.
Okay.
This business, number 2 is, this business deserves to be in the world in 20 years.
Oh, I love that one, Dad. That's excellent.
And that's really the thing that allows me to have a great range of businesses I'm proud of. You know, it's like some businesses are going to be much closer to perfect in your view, right? I mean, I'd be very proud of Tesla if I could ever find a way to own it, right? I mean, and look at what they're doing to the world. Look what Elon Musk is doing all by himself. It's like, wow.
And by the way, look at what the pride of shareholders have done with that company. That has, the pride of people owning Tesla is what has given that company the ability to survive.
Yes.
It is amazing to me that the power of the market literally has done that. Yes, Tesla has done a good job. Elon Musk has pushed through a million things. Like, they've done a good job, but they wouldn't have had the money to do any of that if it weren't for
their shareholders, right?
Exactly.
I mean, shareholders / car owners, you know?
Blows me away.
I know.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary. There's some wonderful things that have happened as people have gotten involved in investing in the last 10 years. It's extraordinary going on.
Yeah.
So the business deserves to be in the world. So that can be your shoe company, right? Doesn't have to be Tesla. It's a cool shoe company. It's making good shoes, right? And you like their values.
If
Maybe
it
it's
fails, like if it fails a point on the checklist, like let's say it fails that point number 1, but it meets the one about being in the world in 20 years. Well, what does that mean?
I mean, I'm judging for you what I'm proud of.
Uh-huh.
When I say my kids would be proud of the business.
Well, I guess that's my, is it like they wouldn't hate it?
They wouldn't hate it. They wouldn't be embarrassed to own it. Maybe that's my kids are not embarrassed to own this business.
I'm not embarrassed to tell them I own this business.
My children don't mind telling their friends that I own this business. Something along those lines is actually pretty fair because you know how kids can be. But
judgmental as hell.
Just like really have high values somehow. So I think that the bar is you own this business. It's your family's business. You just bought one share of XYZ shoe company.
Yeah.
And you own it. Are you proud to own it? Are your kids going to tell their friends or are they not going to tell their friends?
Are we going to find out that they're making shoes with child labor? And you're going to be embarrassed to be involved with them.
You go to your 7th grade class for, what does my dad do day? Or what does my mom do day? And she's the COO of the shoe company. You don't want some kid there who goes, my dad says, you guys use child labor from Hong Kong or something. You want to know the business. And you want to know that it matches the values you'd stand up for.
Yeah. And I just have to add to that at a certain point, we as outside investors can't know everything going on with a business. And I do feel like there is a little bit of overreaching when something like that does come out about a company that nobody who in the investor world had known about. And people go like, how could you have been involved? Well, we didn't know. We did the best we could. We did the best due diligence we could.
Right.
And I don't know. It bugs me a little bit when
there
people are like
that with...
but what about this one thing that came out this one time? And it's like, well, you know what?
Yeah, I think you're right. People can get pretty high up on their horses when, remember, you're living in a glass house, so when you throw rocks, watch out.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to say that we shouldn't care about that stuff, because it's important to know about it and decide yes or no if it is information that we have. But I also think, as a Martha Stewart obsessed person, when she went to jail for insider trading, I was horrified and shocked and couldn't believe that my Martha would do such a thing, And there's just some things that happen sometimes that you can't necessarily predict about people. And then it turns out that she didn't really do anything all that bad. And she is actually the person that I thought that she was the whole time, the end.
And they just kind of did a bonfire of the vanities on her.
They totally did.
They really did.
Vindication,
you don't know what I'm talking
for
about,
Martha.
Go read that book. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, that's the second one. Okay. And the third one, last one, is really pretty obvious. The business matches my personal and business values.
Business matches my personal and business values.
So values, let's make sure we all understand what a value is, in my view. What I think it is.
Make sure we all understand the
what I'm saying definition. It is. And it's, here's what it is. Values are what you do. They're not what you say you do. And for most of us, integrity is really sort of doing what you say you do. Mm-hmm. And so most of us have some degree of trouble with values being here, high, and our actions don't match one-to-one what we say our values are. And we can write it off to being human, and we should, but we also should aspire to match what we say our values are. But if you want to know what someone's values are, you watch what they do, not what they say they do. Mm-hmm. And so as an investor, when I say that this business matches my personal values, it's the things I do. What are my real values? So I might say, I want all electricity all the time, everywhere, and the oil companies are terrible. But I drive my car to the gas station and I fill it.
Okay.
And I don't want gas to go up. I want gas at $2.80 a gallon, and I want to be able to fill my tank. And oil companies are you terrible like, people.
If you're the person who's like, I want all electricity all the time and gas is terrible, and then you drive your car to the gas station, are you not then being like a giantly uncomfortable person pumping your car full of gas, hating it every moment and wishing that you had an electric car?
You should be, but humans are magically able to have this stated value and then act completely opposite. And so what I want to challenge you all to do is to try to figure out what your values really are. What do you do? Do you ride a bicycle or not? I mean, if you hate oil companies, do you ride a bicycle around? Because you sure aren't driving a car. Right? I mean, I guess you drive an electric car, maybe, if you don't worry about where the electricity comes from that recharges the car.
What you're saying is be real.
It's a complicated.
Be true to yourself in a real hard look at what you choose to do. And then I think also like maybe adjust that a little bit if it's not reflecting, if what you're doing is not reflecting what you feel or what you see in your head, then it's not just investing that should reflect our values, but our actions as well.
Right on. Absolutely. So have congruity, have integrity. You guys, if you enjoyed this video and you feel it was valuable in teaching you more about how to invest, hit the like button and please share the video with your friends. And if you want more investing content, subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the button on the screen. We got a free gift for you. Thanks again for watching.